You're listening to The Fellas with Anthony McCoy,
Listen, man, that wasn't my fault. It was an unknown error.
Rich Thurston,
Someone said it was like the Bulls never changed their passwords, and Tibbs just popped in and did an auto trade.
Kev Lund,
We're out here doing this podcast, and these fools are out here blowing Super Bowls. Like, let's switch that up. Pay me a cool million, I'll call the right place. I promise you.
and Kyle Straub.
When one of those point guards is James Harden, yes, the answer is yes, they are a better team.
Hello, and thanks for tuning in for yet another edition of The Fellas. Hope you had a good week since last time you joined us. I know it was a busy week for myself, a lot going on in the sports world, so much so that we probably can't get to it all in just 1 hour. So Rich actually posed a good theory for us today, a good way of doing the show, and instead of just talking about a specific topic, we're going to talk about sports in general, fandom, kind of what the emotions are of it, especially because it's October. And with October, it means NBA is starting, hockey is starting, football is in full swing, and Kev, my favorite time of the year, baseball playoff time. Your boy Aaron Judge at the plate right now, the Yankees on the verge of elimination, looking good right now, though. How's that roller coaster going for you this past weekend?
Dude, I'm back on that drug, man. With the Jets been shitty for forever. They haven't had a playoff run or a meaningful game since the 2010 AFC Championship game. So, and the Yanks have had a little bit of timeout. So ever since Tuesday with the Twins wild card game, man, it's been sweaty palms and back on that, man. It's been an emotional roller coaster all week. Unfortunately for you, you don't get to experience it with the Mets sitting at home.
Go to hell. I'm watching the games.
Never
I'm just not
does.
getting to watch my
Yeah,
Mets.
you just don't have the true feelings right now that I
Yeah,
have.
that's all. I just have to like it as a baseball purist. So, but for people like McCoy and Rich, they haven't watched a lot. What's happened with the Yankees? This Indians-Yankee series, it may have been 2-0, but there have been some crazy up-and-down games.
Dude, the first game was the one we were supposed to have a chance at because they sat Bauer for Kluber for game 2. So
Yep.
game
Who's
1
their
was
ace?
supposed to be the one, right? We're supposed to have a chance on that one, and this weirdo, this Bauer guy that builds drones and sliced his finger last year and all that stuff. You see the stuff he does between innings?
Oh, yeah, he's an odd job.
So we were supposed to have a chance at him.
Most pitchers are, though.
And he shut us down, dude. He shut us down. They all shut us down. We got shut out in game 1. So it was ride or die into game 2 against the best pitcher, basically, at least in the American League. You know, him and Kershaw are probably tops in the league. And, man, we lit him up. We got an 8-3 lead. There was home runs after about 3 home runs. I'm fired up at the house, man. Sitting pretty.
Who was the best pitcher in the league?
In the AL this year is probably Corey Kluber.
No, I've never even heard of that dude. It's
Yeah,
not
he's
like
got
it.
nice
heard of
now
a lot
for-
of players where
Doesn't
we've
doesn't
named
Kershaw
Corey.
get lit up in
He's
playoffs
in the
too?
NL. In the
Yeah,
playoffs,
but he gets
yeah.
lit up too, don't he?
Yep. Usually, he didn't this year though.
Which pitchers are good and don't get lit up in the playoffs that are still in there?
Shit, man.
Scherzer.
To be honest, this year was crazy,
Nats,
dude.
right?
Every pitcher
Yep.
got rocked up
He
until
Your boy Tanaka.
Tanaka last night. Everybody's starters were getting rocked in the playoffs.
Scherzer
here
actually
for
just
that.
had a no-hitter, 6 1/3 against the Cubs, and got pulled after he gave up 1 hit. 2 runs scored, and the Cubs ended up winning that game.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
you take him out in the 6th if he's doing that good.
So here's actually part of what Rich was talking about, the emotions that come along with with sports. You're in the playoffs, so you know how everything gets taken to that next level.
Yeah.
Coaches are out there making some foolish moves where
all
guys are
week,
giving
dude.
up 1 hit. They're giving up one. See, Judge just got a hit.
Did he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he just drove in a couple. But you get your pitcher where he gives up 1 hit in the 7th inning, and you're like, oh, got to go to the bullpen right now, and it ends up costing you the game. The emotions that come along with sports, I think, are why all of us can agree that we love them so much.
Yeah, definitely. That's crazy though. Like that manager's got to take so much heat from that. Like they take the dude out in the 7th with 1 hit, and then the reliever gets shelled. People
Well,
probably want that dude's head out
look
of
at
pole.
Girardi was looked at as the man Tuesday night when Severino didn't
Not
get
after
nothing.
Saturday.
He was looked at as the man Tuesday. His starter got one out, and he navigated that whole bullpen. And then after Saturday, he's the biggest piece of shit walking around New York, man. So they all, and now there's all these talks about he don't want to be there anymore. The Yankees don't want him there anymore.
Who, Girardi?
Yeah,
Yep.
all after 10, and it's right at the 10-year anniversary of all the way Steinbrenner was treating Torrey like shit at the end there
He's
when
done.
he was losing. So all over again, man.
That's a crazy hard job, though, to be the manager. Like, you got to guess, like, which pitcher you can put in that's going to be on their game in this particular moment, you know?
Dude, but it's
Yeah,
so
not just,
much
not
more.
just
Like
a manager, but a
you're
manager
spend,
for the Yankees.
Yeah, right.
you're
In
spending
New York, especially.
like 4 months with these dudes every day. Like you're managing people like more than ever, dude. Like that's a wild gig to have, man. Plus
Yeah.
being in New
You
York.
know, so like this is one thing I learned from doing announcing when I was talking with Coach Fox, the baseball coach here. He said the most important thing that they coach isn't like talent and skill; it's confidence. You got to make sure all your players' heads are right. So you're managing everybody, one through however big your roster is at whatever level. That's a crazy job.
You fail 70% of the time, man. You better coach confidence.
You gotta
Right? And you got to make
recognize,
sure
like-
you're feeling good.
Yeah, you got to recognize their body language and, like, have a, look into their mind, kind of, and be like, something's off with this dude today. I'm not going to put him in, you know?
And some dudes can handle like being coached real hard, and
Yeah,
some dudes
right.
can't. You got to figure out each individual personality
Yeah,
too.
Everybody's different.
Yep.
Yeah, but to
That's
get
great.
back to these emotions, my man, that Saturday, man, I was living pretty, and then that shit all disappeared real quick. And it was all because Girardi's decisions, like we were just talking about, cost us, man. He didn't call that replay. Next pitch, fucking bang, grand slam, down by 1, opposed to 5-run lead, man. That hurt. And then last night, 1-0. We didn't get our 1 run until Bird hit that home run late in the game. And you're
It
sitting
was
there.
off
That's like
Andrew Miller. That's a
like-
big blow.
that's like you guys watching UNC in a
No, it
late
wasn't.
round game going back 88,
Oh, okay.
86, 88, 86. You know what I mean? There was no score. So I'm just telling
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
what you know what I mean. You know how you're on the edge of your
I
seat
thought
the whole time.
you were about to reference a specific.
Nah, y'all ain't
game.
winning
I was
many
gonna tell you it is
championship
not
as
on
the
same
Yankees.
level,
I
you
would never
motherfucker.
put you in that. I would never put UNC in the same sentence as the Yankees. Too many championships.
Ah,
Too many.
Come on, man. This is the one. Just
Too
as y'all
many.
won 37 when only white dudes could play.
Too many.
And there was 4 teams total.
Y'all could have played
Every
basketball.
year
Nobody
you were in
stopped
the
you.
conference championship.
We did. We put an end to that, though. We
Rings.
smartened up. Opened the market up.
So it's been wild,
Well,
man.
well-
It's been wild, and I'll tell you what. If the Jets win this weekend, I'm
I
gonna be
was
back
just
on that
gonna
one
say
too,
the emotional roller coaster hadn't stopped because you're kind of conflicted with the Jets right now. You know, you're starting to buy into that Kool-Aid and sip on it a little bit because they're 3-2. Hey,
You
we're
sipping,
tied
Kev?
for first place.
I-
We're tied
no.
for first place.
man. No,
At
I'm
the
not
same
because
time-
I was just
Well,
on.
at the same time, you can't be sipping it because we thought they were going to go 0-16, but it's starting to pull you a little bit. We were just kind of kidding. Tell me that if the Jets don't beat the Patriots this coming weekend, you're not going to get a little more excited about the season, Kev?
Oh, of course I will. I'm a fan. I'd be lying. Be lying if I said no. But I
problem with
also
that
looked.
is-
I looked at their schedule. And, like shit got real. Like yeah, the teams we beat: the Dolphins, the Jags, and the Browns. We got the Pats twice. Then we got
I'm aware of who we
KC,
play.
Denver, New Orleans, Carolina, Tampa Bay, the Falcons, the Bills, the Dolphins, and the Chargers.
The Jags just put it on Pittsburgh, too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
which
Travis
makes
Etienne
our
said,
win look better,
Jacksonville's not a
man.
bad team.
We ran all
Yeah,
over
their
those
defense
fools.
is really good. They had Ben out there thinking he needs to retire, like, right now.
Yo, he looks so bad.
He's done.
Yeah, McCown and the Jets, all over the Jags defense. Take that.
McCown.
So, back to the emotional roller coaster. Can you think of anything else that does that to you? I tried to think of this after Rich posed it, where like literally from 1 minute to the next, you can be on cloud 9 and jubilant, and then completely crushed the next minute.
My fucking job.
Life. That's funny.
No, but I'm at the level that when I'm really into like that, like going back, like I said, to 2010-9 with the Jets playoff runs, and when the Yankees get going like this, nah, man, nothing. There's nothing really much in life that even bothers me like this. I live a pretty free flowing
Pretty
life.
even keeled, yeah. Except when it comes to sports, there's no even keel at all.
Nah, I mean, even like you guys remember like when I was all stressed about leaving my old job and switching to this job, I was texting you guys and shit. That didn't
Not as
even
bad
feel
as
like
this.
this, man, because
Nope.
this shit is intense, man.
The series
I
can
can't-
make it a little easier, but because it's not one game
No, it doesn't.
elimination like if you're
No,
in
it
the
doesn't,
playoffs. But
No, it doesn't, because if it's a series, you have longer to think about it and
Yeah,
more to
yeah.
analyze. And when you lose a game, you're like, oh, now we have to win one on their court, and you start over analyzing shit. I think a series makes it even worse than if you lose, you're done. If you win, you move on.
yeah, but in the series, at least in a certain point of the series, like if you lose game one, you can come back and say, well, we'll make the adjustments.
Dude, I would
and
hate to be
do
down
what we gotta
3-0 in
do.
a series.
Yeah, I
Do
mean
what?
that's
That just sucks. Like
at that point you're lost, but you know what you know that's coming.
Sports
then, and
Center is
that gives
nothing
you
but
time
your
to
team
brace for it.
sucking. Like I'm out.
You know who wasn't done when they were down 3-0?
Yeah, I know exactly who you're trying to bring up. The same team that got
Red
eliminated
Sox in
today.
2003 that came back and beat the Yankees.
Yeah, I'm using that same motivation for against the Indians right now. It's Indigenous
Listen, I-
holiday here in California. It's just so you know, they switched
I
it.
think
Indigenous
with
Peoples
sports-
Day.
No more Columbus Day. It's Indigenous Peoples Day.
Indigenous people, damn right.
I think with sports and Rich, we haven't really heard from you so far. So tell me what you think on this. The emotional roller coaster isn't just with fans. I think it can happen with the players out on the field too. If, for instance, with this Yankees Indians series, they're up 2-0 on the Yankees. Now all of a sudden the Yankees win 2. Those Indians players were feeling pretty high. Now they're getting down low again. You think I'm on yes, or you completely disagree with that?
Like momentum.
Yeah, like swing it
Yeah, like
towards
just
basketball.
your feelings emotionally. Like
Home team
how you're going into a
controls-
game mentally and stuff.
Home team gets you 2-0, and then you go back home and you win home, right?
Yeah, I mean, like momentum is kind of a weird thing because I don't really know if it exists.
It
But
Oh,
I-
it does. I
But
saw it Saturday night.
but yeah, I think you definitely like obviously if you're like when the Yankees were up 3-0, once that series was tied 3-3, like their mind had to be in a completely different area.
Because all the pressure's on them at that point.
Yeah,
Like if they win, everybody's like, well, you should have done this 2 games ago.
exactly.
At the
Is that
time
what
team that was
happened to
down
KD
wins,
and the
it's
Thunder?
loses, it's like we shouldn't have been here to begin with.
Yeah, I think that's why I hate when teams say we're just going to take it one game at a time. Because if that's what you were doing, it wouldn't matter if it was 3-3. You're just playing one game. But that's not how they obviously look at it, though.
Well, you can't just write off what happened. Like you were up 3-0 and it's 3-3 now. You can say what you want, but in the back of your mind, you blew that 3-0 lead.
What about 3-1? Does that count?
Same thing. Sure does.
Yeah,
But the Warriors were thinking about that going into Game 7.
Oh, I was just hating on KD. I didn't even bring up the Warriors yet.
it's great you went to KD.
Let me pose you guys this question. What sports memory or sports team has taken you on the highest high and the lowest low so far in your lives?
Come on, man. You gotta ask.
I'll
that.
start real quick just to give you guys a minute to think about it because it's a real easy one for me.
Yeah.
It's happened in the last 2 years. The lowest low was when Villanova hit that
Yeah,
shot to beat
I'm
the
with
Tar
you.
Heels. Have never, ever felt that way after a sporting event, and it sucked. But then the following year to get the redemption and win that title this season was so awesome.
That made this season so much more stressful in the tournament too, though. Because
Oh my God, yes,
like
it
we
did.
had to get that back.
There was, and if we made it there and lost again, specifically only because of these two other fools that are in this chat, I couldn't have lived with it, man.
Yeah, like that Kentucky game being as close as it was, son. Like that was the most hyped I've
That
been
Luke
at
May
the
shot,
end
oh
of a
my
sports
God.
game in years, son. Like I was
Yup.
running around my apartment screaming, like
The one before that, the Oregon game, when we win because we miss our free throws but
Yeah,
get
the
rebounds.
2
I was
offensive
in bed
rebounds
trying to
on
go to
2.
sleep. I couldn't go to sleep for 2 hours after that
That's what
game. I was
happens
so
when you don't
fired
have
up.
those top recruits out there.
Exactly, Kev.
Oh, except we won.
yeah.
We got a championship.
We had
So
those guys a little down
Nova
the
is
list
your
at Latham
lowest
Park,
lowest, bro?
Kev.
Oh, easily. Yeah, that Villanova game with the way that went, with Marcus Page hitting that shot, the feeling of when he hit it. If this game goes to OT, we've got it. We have momentum, even though Rich doesn't believe in it. This shit is
I didn't
ours.
say I didn't believe in it.
Sure did.
I said
Doesn't
I'm not
know. He
sure
doesn't know.
if it exists.
It's a weird thing, he said.
But then that dude comes down and hit the shot, and because I'm in Chapel Hill, I was surrounded by all Tar Heel people that thought the same thing, and it instantly was just literally like an air got let out of the bar, and everybody just kind of filed out and went the fuck home.
I hope that was terrible.
What
So,
was
go ahead.
your biggest high?
Winning it this year because of the redemption.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
Really?
it's the last 2 years in general, son. It's
Out of everything, that's it.
going from that moment with to lose like that, though, son. Like that never happens.
So
that's
last
the only
March
time
Madness
that's
was the
ever
most
happened.
thrilling thing you've ever had experienced. That was your highest high.
I mean, before that, I had some good highs with other basketball teams winning titles and stuff, but that one tops the cake so far in my life, yes. If the Jets or the Mets ever win it, that'll probably top it, because I've never seen either of them do that.
Well.
And as far as
Good luck.
and as far as the two-peat goes with the Penguins, I've seen
The
them win
fucking
bunch.
two-peat. Oh my god.
The
quest
two-peat is
for
so
the
whack.
ring now.
repeat.
Yeah, that's fine.
The
I don't
quest
mind that,
for
but the
three.
2-peat is whack.
Two-peat.
Boys will us 10-1 the other night.
Yeah, that's all good. We had a backup goalie.
No,
anyway,
Kyle,
game two
when
a
you
year, I don't
lose
care.
10-2 in a hockey game, it's not all
It was
good
10-1.
ever. Yeah.
We only got one.
NHL Live
Right.
out there.
Right.
So, Rich, what's your highest high and lowest low so far?
My lowest low. Honestly, my lowest low is probably cowboy related, and that's why I don't stick that needle in my arm anymore. But seeing how they don't count anymore, my
Was it
lowest
Tony
low.
fumbling?
No,
It's so vivid in my mind.
no, it was so much more after that.
But that was funny.
It was.
It more so because of Rich. Didn't see him
My,
until the next day.
My lowest low, I guess, basketball wise, are the 04 Lakers. Because, like, I didn't think the Pistons had a chance in hell against them. And
Sure didn't.
they beat they beat the Spurs, which they probably shouldn't have. They got that Derek Fisher shot, the .4 shot, so that was fly. And then they beat Minnesota in 6 in the Western Conference Finals. And it was like, all right, Kobe and Shaq versus Ben Wallace and Chauncey Billups. Yeah, okay, we got this.
It's a wrap.
And I remember to this day watching Game 1, and it was a lot harder. Like, even watching it, it seemed like it was a lot harder for them than anything I've ever seen them do before. I was like, okay, like, what's going on here? And they lost Game 1. Kobe hit a ridiculous shot in Game 2 to force overtime.
With Rip all up in his chest, right?
Yeah, and they won in overtime. But then the next 3 games in Detroit were just, they were horrible. Like, they lost by
Detroit
30. Oh
basketball.
God, son, I'll kick anyone who says that in front of me now. Like, I hate that shit. I didn't watch highlights of that series. And, like, I literally avoided highlights of that series until last year. Last year was the first time I watched clips of it on YouTube because I just couldn't deal with it. And they just got murdered in 5 games, and it was, like, horrible to watch.
I know. They just put together, before the season, they put all those, like, Hall of Famers together. It
Yeah.
was just supposed to be a walkthrough for him, like.
Yeah. I mean, and, like, that Laker team gets a bad rap because people think they were, like, a failed experiment. But they were really good.
Yeah.
Like, they made the finals. You know what I mean? Like,
They just played another really good team.
yeah, screw that Detroit team.
That team was nice, though, son. Rashid out there, Big Ben Wallace.
Yeah.
Chauncey,
yeah,
Rip,
you can keep
running
naming
running
them.
all day.
You can keep naming them. They can still go to hell. The highest of highs has to be the 2001 Western Conference Finals against the Spurs.
Is that the Fisher?
No, that was the one where they murdered everyone. Like, they didn't lose the game. And they won in 2000. And the Spurs said it was because they didn't have to play them. Because in '99, when the Lakers and Spurs played in the playoffs, the Spurs like embarrassed them. Like they beat them like the Pistons beat them. And in 2000, the Lakers won, and the Spurs were like, "Well, you only won because you didn't play us." And they got in that ass in that series. Like I think they won each game at home by like 27. It was awesome. So the '04 Lakers were the lowest, and the 2001 Lakers were the highest.
Out of
Domination.
curiosity, even though they don't count, I want to know what the Cowboys one was.
The lowest of the lows.
Well, the Cowboy one. You said they don't count, so you weren't going to talk about it, but I want to know what it was, though.
The lowest one was the 2007 division game, playoff game lost to the Giants.
Losing to the Giants is never good.
That was
Because-
the straw. That was it right there for you?
No, but that was the one that hurt the most because after that I expected it.
Okay. So that was the turning point for
Yeah,
you, though.
like all these people now who are upset that the Cowboys are struggling, like like it's on
you
you.
hit rock bottom. You hit rock bottom in '07.
Yeah,
and started
like-
climbing your way up.
Like you people
An
don't
accident
realize this
waiting
is
to
what
happen.
they do. Yeah,
I've known about this for over 10 years.
yeah.
Oh, man.
They're supposed to go to
Quick
the Super
side-
Bowl.
Quick
Nope.
sidebar, Kevin. We'll get to yours because this is a perfect
Oh,
segue
that's
into
a
somebody
fucking-
else that hit rock bottom. The Dolphins coach with his video of him snorting some type of white substance. Like, come on, man.
Some type of substance? Come on.
Yo, come on.
You shouldn't even be able to get fired for that, Miami.
Yo, how did they let him resign, son? Like, you're fired. Like,
Right?
you're
I
out
think
here.
they probably felt so bad for him. I think the head coach was actually friends with the dude, and they were like,
No.
"Yeah, we need to get you some help, dude."
Son,
No,
so
dude.
what? You're fired.
Let me go to work and do that and be like, hold on, let me resign real
Right
quick.
before you go into the team
You
I'm
feel
meeting.
about to
bad
go
for
into
me.
a meeting.
Yo, the
Yeah, he
best
was,
part,
He was sending
had
that
you
to
talking,
somebody,
had you
man.
dying.
Yeah.
he sent it to a stripper.
Yeah.
I thought it was his wife.
No,
No?
he sent it
That
to
was
a
Oh,
a
that's
stripper.
even worse.
Yeah, son.
I wasn't going to his wife, man.
Of course, that was getting out,
Yo.
dude.
That video had so many things that made me laugh. Like the fact he was trying to get 3 lines in before a meeting.
Nah, everybody partying
His-
in that meeting.
His poorly wrapped, crusty ass $20 bill he was doing it
Cheap
with.
ass $20
Coming
bill.
undone, right?
Yeah. He's making a video to a stripper.
The stripper.
Who apparently is pregnant with his
Pregnant with
child.
this kid, yeah.
They had fun the
She
last
can't
time.
party
You heard
with him
him.
for a long time. He said,
And yo, and all that sass he was talking. Yo,
yeah.
listen, we're all adults here. And I'm sure we all enjoy a little sass talking when the love is being made. Right?
When the mood is right.
Right? But when you hear that shit come out of someone's mouth and you're not supposed to hear it, it's some of the creepiest shit you can hear in your life.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, it was.
He said
he
real
wanted to
quick,
taste that.
he said, I wish I was sniffing this off your pussy. Like,
Pussy.
And then he hits another bump.
Let
right?
me get to this meeting.
Right?
What's going
There
on
you
in
go.
these NFL meetings, you know?
Yeah, right? Like you could just be lit in here, like no clue what's going on.
That's why there's always the one guy up there screaming with his eyes bugging out of his head in practice.
Oh my god, when he said that, I laughed so hard. Like,
Yeah.
Well, you know, like he said that line, turned his camera off, got up, walked out the room, and somebody was like, "Hey, whatever the hell is
Be
dude's
great
name
if
is, how's
Jay
it
was
going?"
in there with
Oh,
him.
it's all right. How you doing today? Good, man. Just got off the phone with my wife or whatever. No, you didn't.
I wish
feel like
Jay
he-
was in there with him.
Yeah, he probably was.
It's under the desk.
He don't give a damn. The Dolphins got 2 of the funniest drug videos then with that and that
Ricky.
Tunsil last year with the gas mask.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
what
right.
about Ricky smoking all that weed?
Yeah,
man?
Ricky too. Like,
Yeah,
Miami, they getting it in.
that's
I
right.
was just gonna
They
say,
drafted
it's
that
Miami
dude with
living,
the,
man.
the Bong gas mask. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
We'll take him.
he's in. He fits right
Yo,
in.
hey, could you see his face behind all that smoke? You don't know it was him.
Oh, they showed his face straight up on the video.
Just joking. Of course.
I
it
said,
was him.
I tweeted out this morning that sniffing white powdery substances in Miami is as American as apple pie. Like, you shouldn't even, like,
Shit
he
is
really
fresh,
shouldn't
bro.
even be. Yeah, right. Like that's what you do in Miami.
It's like going to New York
Yeah.
and getting pizza.
Yeah.
Going to Miami
like-
to get the
The
Coke.
American dream down there.
I still can't
Snowman.
believe
Yeah, snowman, bitch.
I still can't believe he was sending it to a stripper.
Yo,
Yeah, I didn't know that part, and I still thought it was hysterical.
that was the best part.
I didn't know who it was, but I knew for sure that was not his wife. Not like that.
Nah, but ain't nobody ever sent that to their wife, son.
Hell no.
No. Yeah.
I guess that's why I'm single. I don't know those things, you know. I mean,
You find yourself one of them then.
Me too.
You gotta find that love that you can send videos sniffing cocaine to.
Man, that worked.
gotta find that real love.
Right?
That's the one right there.
Don't
I
let it
can't
go.
believe he did. Like,
Yo,
That
that
was
was
great.
like the most absurd thing when I saw it. This day and age, you're really that stupid to do that?
Seriously, you
Yo,
know
man.
that's coming out.
listen, man.
Hey, take a pill,
Women-
eat something. Like,
Women
Get
are probably
drunk.
like money's the most powerful thing in the world, son. Like these dudes get caught up with the wrong woman. Like this woman is
Ellie.
paid to like you.
no, it's
Yeah,
like
but
think
you're
about-
paying her to do that.
giving her that crispy ass 20. She likes those crispy 20s. She don't like you. Making it
But he's
rain.
20.
Bola over here.
This is
I bet you
making throwing dirt at her instead of making it rain. He's throwing these dry ass crispy 20s.
His 20 look like he just came out the laundry.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Oh, that was a good little side note. Kev, we'll go back in now. You can give us your best and worst moments.
Dude, there's so many lows from the Jets, so I'm not even gonna name one. That's where I'm at.
Just
I
being
was
a Jets
thinking of-
fan.
Yeah, so I'm not even gonna go there. I'm gonna go to my favorite Yankee, Mariano Rivera, giving up that bloop little single to Luis Gonzalez in Game 7 of the
yeah.
World Series, which would have made it 4 in a row. And then we went on a spending
And up until
spree
that
in
point, he
02.
was considered untouchable.
Yeah, that kind of like, and then there was a point in high school where there was just a lot of Yankee shit talking going on, and I went to school that day and had nothing for nobody. I specifically remember Mets fan Ryan Malloy waiting for me to hate on me all about that
Waiting
game.
for him.
I didn't have
He
to
didn't
wait.
talk.
A
He didn't
dad
know
and a
about
brother that were
Notorious
Yankees
stuff, so.
fans. That dude hit that ball and it fell in, and I started screaming from my bedroom, and all I heard from Bruce was, "Turn your fucking TV off and go to bed."
Let him know, Bruce.
Yeah.
Get in bed, sucker.
Go to bed, fool. Man, that hurt, dude, because that would have been 4 in a row. Like to see that, oh man, that would have been great. And then
That series had all the dramatics.
yeah, right
Yes,
after
it did.
September
Who
11th.
was their other pitcher besides Randy Johnson? They had your boy
Schilling.
Schilling, right, Shrub?
Yep. How is he my boy?
That's your boy.
That dude sucks. How is he my boy? Never
Your
played for a
boy.
team of mine.
He had to be somebody's boy, and I know Rich and Kev weren't having it, so I figured
I
I'd try
certainly
you.
don't like it. He was a Red
I'm not
Sox.
having it.
He was a
Go
Red
find
Sox
somebody
too.
else with that nonsense.
All right. Somebody hit us up on Twitter whose boy is Kurt Schilling. We'll hate on you.
It's got to be Kyle's. He throws cornbread.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
son, fuck him.
Listen, man, I don't make the
pretty
rules.
Sure, I'm pretty sure Pence was throwing cornbread when he left the game the other day.
Oh, after what, 2 minutes?
Who?
Dumbass. The vice president.
Oh.
Cracker ass cracker. And if you're offended by that, you're probably a cracker. Yeah. And then I would
Was that not
so
the
hold
biggest
on.
bullshit
Let me
of
get
publicity,
my
son?
my highest moment out here
Oh, I'm
because
sorry. I don't mean to take that away. Go
I've
ahead.
been waiting to hear that, actually.
No, you haven't.
man, there's a few, but I gotta go that Jets beating the Patriots in the divisional playoffs, man.
Can't
We were,
wait.
there was so much
God.
That was
just
amazing.
about that game, like
What was
in
amazing
that,
about it?
that era.
That
That shit
interview was funny as hell.
that interview
Oh,
was
alright,
cool.
the interview.
Rex Ryan talking all that shit. We were throwing
Yeah,
snowballs
that's
at the fans. That Sean Green touchdown run. I mean, at that point, that shit. I mean, I had seen the Yankees win.
insane.
I had seen the Yankees win World Series, so that was, you know what I mean. And I
Yeah,
thought
that's
for
the
sure
closest that we ever got.
and to knock those
Unexpected wins
motherfuckers
are
out,
always the
dude.
sweetest.
Tom Brady didn't throw an interception since like week 3 that season. We picked him off on like the first series. There was just so many highs from that game, and then we dropped the ball
you lose to
against the
Pittsburgh?
Steelers. Yeah.
Yeah, we had the halftime lead against them, and then we.
Nah, dude. We got killed in the first half of that game.
Oh,
Sanchez.
sorry. The next year was against the Colts, and we had the lead.
Didn't y'all
I
miss
got
a
them
field goal in
flip-flopped.
one of those games?
That was 2004, dude.
Okay, wow.
That was
I just remember
terrible.
watching a missed
That
field
was-
goal.
That was
Against San
Doug
Diego,
Bryant.
right, Kev?
Well, yeah, we missed it. It went to
Bryant.
overtime and then hit it. And then we missed. Doug Bryan missed. He missed the end zone on those field goals against the Steelers in 04. That was gonna be my low, but there's so many that I just fucking. Because then the Steelers in 2010. Oh, don't even get me started. I'm gonna stop. That's getting on that drug,
Nah, spit
man.
that out.
No, I didn't inhale on that one.
Could you guys imagine being either a Red Sox fan or a Cubs fan because of how long their droughts
You
were?
are a Red Sox
Yeah,
fan,
dude.
a Cubs
No,
fan.
I'm
What the hell
not.
are you talking about?
69.
Yeah,
We
like
Jets ain't been
don't
to
act
the
like-
Super Bowl since '69.
I know you're mediocre,
Yeah,
but
we're not terrible.
like,
Hold on.
Haven't won,
Hold on,
haven't
no,
won the
wait, hold on.
championship in
Wait, wait,
50
wait.
years, but we're not terrible.
The Red Sox and the Cubs didn't have a person alive when their franchise won a World Series. The
I
next
wasn't
time they
alive
did.
when the Jets won.
That's
the
not
World
the
Series.
case
That's a
with the
Super
Jets
Bowl.
right now. So don't
it's
put them
getting
in the
close.
same.
Don't
No,
put
it's
that
not.
evil
Hey.
68 isn't getting close.
I haven't been alive, all right, and neither of you. So
No, it's
No, I
been
have
50
not.
years. 50 years, man.
Okay,
Hey,
that's
it's,
not
it's,
nine,
it's
that's not
pretty
98
damn bad.
and 100.
Wow.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
halfway there. You're
doesn't
working
even
on
a
it.
count.
century.
I wasn't
Listen, there's a
alive. It
reason I
doesn't
use
count.
those two as examples and not the Indians. Like,
well, you're the
It's
junior
much longer.
Cubs.
fine, I'll take that. At least
Nah,
not
man, the
When's the
Cubs
last time
won.
the
last
Indians
year.
won?
Not a
I
century.
saw that.
When's the last time the Indians won?
Oh, I don't
68
know.
years ago?
46, 48, something like that.
They were talking about it last year because
They
them
need
and
to
the
get the
Cubs
wild
were
thing
one,
out
one
there.
streak was going to end.
You know,
They had the chance to
Yeah,
do that
get 'em
last
out
year, and
there,
they didn't
Charlie.
want to.
That's why they lost.
tired of hearing all these teams say they're cursed.
You just
I don't know that there's
Yeah,
a curse.
you
in
suck. That's
Cleveland.
your curse.
You
Or-
just
Yeah, I don't think Cleveland says there's a curse. They just suck.
Well, I'm tired of hearing about people's droughts.
Right.
Like, I don't know what to tell you. Not everyone's gonna win.
Right. And
No,
unfortunately, you have a shitty franchise, so it's not going to be you.
Like, baseball's so hard to win anyway. Like, usually the best team never wins. Shit is completely random.
Not completely random, but yeah, I know what you're saying though. The best, just because you're the best team, doesn't mean you're going to win in baseball.
Yeah, usually the only sport that has the best team win consistently is the NBA.
Yeah, best of 7 series. It's hard to upset that better
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
You know, to beat them 4 times, it's not usually going to happen.
But what I was going to get at with is, can you imagine being a fan of one of those teams and then finally having that long ass drought come to an end? How high those guys must be, because we're talking about how
I
excited
might
we
die
are.
that night, son.
You're just
I
good.
might have a heart attack that night and just be done. Like, be
Right.
too hyped out here. After team hasn't won in 70 years, like
Dude, I died
that's
to
double
Jets
more
for the
than
Super
double
Bowl.
our lives.
I wouldn't even make it to the game.
Yeah, like especially if it was close, son.
Yo, I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this earlier, Kevin. If the Jets make a Super Bowl, we gotta somehow find a way to be together to watch that shit. But I'm not watching it with anybody else.
Oh, watch
I'm
it with
there.
me. Can you
I'm
watch
there.
it with me? You
No,
gotta watch it
it's-
with me.
No, you're
The
not
fellas-
ruining my
the fellas
time.
watch it live from the
Absolutely
Super Bowl.
not.
No, see, there's a
If you
slight.
guys are around me and the Jets lose, we may not be friends by the end of that night
See- I'll
anymore,
take
and I
that
don't want
chance.
that.
See, this is my thing. Like, you guys think I just hate and hate and hate, and I do. But
Yeah, I'm so happy I
Yo,
didn't
I
take my
almost
sip
spit
of my
my
drink
tea out
before you said that.
everywhere. Oh man.
but I understand how much this
That's your
means.
new intro.
I understand how much this means to every single, like, how much this means to you guys. So in the moment, I will not hate on you. But
I've seen it
after the
happen.
moment, it is coming. Like
This
best
is the long
believe.
play.
That's my
Like-
favorite part is afterwards, you know?
Like, I will sit there with the game and I will root as hard for that team for you as you can. Like I want you guys to see the Jets win the Super Bowl. But if they go and lose, it's coming the next day. Like you get 24 hours and then it's
24
coming.
You get to sleep on it.
Yeah. Yep.
Take
Yo, to
that.
be
better-
honest with you,
You better
if
mute the
Jets-
group chat.
If the Jets ever make the Super Bowl and lose, I don't know that I'd be that crushed. And I'm probably saying this completely bullshitting, but I don't know that I'd be that crushed because at no point would I expect them to win it.
Bro,
So when
you'd
they
be
lose, I
pissed.
wouldn't be that
Absolutely
surprised.
Pissed. You would be so pissed off if the Jets made the Super Bowl and lost.
You know what's funny about that, Kyle?
Yeah.
You're the second Jets fan not this month, between like the last few weeks. Because when I went to that Jets game, Justin's uncle actually looked at me and said, "It's been so long, I don't even know if I want him to win."
Oh no, I want them to win.
And like I looked at him and he was like, "Because once they win, I don't know how I'll feel about it." Like, you know what I mean? Like there's some kind of pride that you people have with just holding on to this lovable loser thing.
Fuck
Like,
that.
I don't know if a pride is the right word for that, but I know what you're saying though, what you're getting at, because there is that thing that if we do ever win, it's like we've reached the summit. Where do you
Yeah.
go from
where
there?
do you go from there?
You
Yeah.
win again.
But I want to reach the summit. I want to reach that summit. I don't
That's
give a shit
how-
if I don't know where to go from there. I need to get there first, and then I'll figure it out.
That's how you know you got a crappy team. That you're like, I wouldn't know where to go from there. Like a
I
real
didn't say
team,
that.
you know, you keep winning.
Hey,
Take
hey,
them
stop
to
putting
get out.
words
We're
in
Back
my
talking
them
mouth.
about a
titles up.
non-real team. Like,
Look, everybody's team in here though. Like, look, Bulls, Tar Heels, Cowboys,
Lakers. Yep.
Yankees,
Yankees.
Lakers, all got rings. The Jets and the Mets are the only ones that don't.
And the Bills.
And you're gonna say the Bills. I knew you were gonna say that. But you know, it's like your two teams and the Bills then. So there's a high pedigree in here, you know.
You know what? That's almost more annoying. Like being a
Yeah.
Laker fan, like it's almost more annoying. Like I've told you guys, this is the longest I've went in my life without seeing them in the finals.
They haven't made 4 straight years of the playoffs for like
Yeah,
that's the
it-
first time ever at like 2 years, isn't it?
Yeah,
What was
am
the
I?
longest drought they had in the playoffs before this?
What are you talking about? They only missed the playoffs like 3 times since they
Yeah,
moved
right.
to LA.
Right, that's insane.
Like up until 2013, they only missed the playoffs once my entire life.
That's exactly why y'all Lakers fans think y'all are about to go 500 and win 40 games. Like they're the most spoiled fans in sports, probably. Them and the Yankees fans, I guess.
I was
would
just
have
gonna
to
say,
be,
I
right?
think Yankee
Yeah.
fans are more spoiled.
Maybe Do you think Boston is more spoiled than the Lakers
Like
In what?
they-
Oh, basketball?
as far as like success at in the NBA?
no, because they got a bunch of their championships when they were playing against janitors and people
Yeah,
who
Yeah,
needed
they
part-time
sucked for a
jobs
long
and stuff.
time, man. That's
Like-
They don't have any- they
that
don't have as many
Cybertron shit
recent-
was terrible.
Yeah, the Lakers have more sustained success. Like it's more long
Yeah,
term. Like
like-
Well,
every
and
year,
it's-
the
and
Lakers
it's
are
just-
legit.
It's also more recent as well. Like the Celtics have won a couple of titles in our lifetime, but that's it, just a couple.
They won
They
one.
just won in 09, didn't they? Or
08.
08.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's almost
They
10
didn't
years
win
that
I
we
wasn't
sat.
impressed.
Did they? When was in the '80s last time they won one, or did they not?
It was 86 the last year they won on.
All right,
the last
so they
time.
had
They
two-
won.
they have
They
two
won
at
three in the.
least.
They won
last
three in the
three were
80s.
Before they won in 2000. You know that was still.
but all I'm saying is that in our lifetime, in the last 30
Yeah.
years, the Lakers have had more success recently. Plus, they have the past success to go with it. The Celtics
Rich.
just have the.
The
past.
Lakers have won 10 championships since 1979.
What was their drought from 2000 when Shaq won in like 2001? When was the previous time before that?
1988.
Sometime late
Eight?
80s for sure.
1988 because they lost to the Pistons in 89 and then the Pistons won in 90 and then the Bulls. Yeah, so it was 1988.
So that's a nice 13-year drought, you know.
Yeah. But they were always like good. Like they still
Yeah,
made
right.
the playoffs, you
Yeah,
know,
they
like
weren't trash. Like
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, like the Celtics were just flat out trash. Like they won titles or they. Some of those teams are terrible, man.
Didn't they
Yeah.
actually have the worst team in NBA history when Doc Rivers was the coach?
Yeah, that's the thing. Doc Rivers isn't a good wasn't a good coach. Like he was about to get
Yeah, like,
fired.
I
on
remember
Tuesday.
that. He had the
Was it?
worst team
Don't
in
change it
NBA
to was it,
history.
man. Leave it as you were gonna say it. You had it right the first time.
like because they put all their chips in getting a number 1 draft pick so they could draft Greg Oden. And then when they didn't get that pick, they traded everyone for Ray Allen and KG.
What is Doc Rivers good at?
Nothing.
Like, why does he have a job? Like,
Because he won with the '08 Celtics, and
Yeah.
those Celtics teams were just really tough, and like they never went away.
I think he's good at relating to the players, so the players are okay with him being on the bench, and then they just do what they need to do.
Rondo threw a goddamn Connect 4 board at the TV while he was talking. Like Rondo hated that dude.
'cause Rondo's probably thinking, I'm a better coach than you right now, you know?
Because he is smarter than him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read this
Listen to that,
article
dude.
that the Spurs were about right before Tim Duncan and Robinson got hot there. What was that, like 99?
Mm-hmm.
So I think in 98, before they drafted Duncan, they were about to fire Pop and hire Doc.
Wow.
Really?
Imagine that.
Talking about how a franchise would have
Yeah, that would have
changed.
been the
Yeah,
worst
that time would
decision.
affect history. Like,
Because Pop worked in the front office, and he came down to coach. Like he was like an assistant GM or someone in the front office, and
that's wild.
yeah.
Yo, that's the second person that I've heard of that's a Hall of Fame coach that's done that. Because that's the same exact thing Pat Riley did, except he was an announcer.
Yeah, watching those
Not
30
that
for
he's a Hall of
30s, I
Famer,
learned a
but
lot
Steve
about
Kerr
Pat,
did that
man.
shit too.
I didn't know all that
Well, I
about
mean, it's
Pat.
Steve
Front
Kerr.
office, too.
Steve Kerr may end up being a Hall of Famer by the time his career's over. Who knows?
He
Yeah, I
better
mean,
coach
if he keeps
somewhere
winning
else.
rings, he absolutely will be.
But that turns into, is it because of Steve Kerr, or can me and you go out there and coach that Warriors team?
Yeah,
and
he
win
better
rings?
coach somewhere else.
I think he helps them a lot, honestly, with his demeanor and the way he handles shit. Like, I think he can relate to his players a lot, and I think it definitely helps him.
I mean, yeah,
You know,
it
like,
helps.
it's hard to manage,
What
those
was Luke's
egos. Like
record
Steph
while he
Curry,
was out?
Kevin Durant, Thompson buying in and not shooting.
He has
as
like
much as he
was
should,
like
you know?
38-4, Kev.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not hating
I'll
on
say-
Luke, but
I think
No, I'm
his
with you.
best coaching
Just
job.
saying.
I think his best coaching job was his first year with the Warriors, because he took a team that Mark Jackson had and did okay with, and clearly took them to another level.
I'm so pissed Mark Jackson didn't work out there because I like Mark.
Well, maybe the Knicks should have hired him then instead of not. Like, what the hell are the Knicks doing?
Don't ain't hiring
Be in the
him.
Knicks.
Y'all want to hire Jeff Hornacek? Like, you want to hire other teams' legends?
Yeah,
and
Jeff
kick y'all
Hornacek,
legends
man.
out by security. Like,
Like,
it's your boys, Kev.
They need to kick Phil out.
They need to kick Dolan out
Let's talk about Phil. Is Phil overrated?
As
as a person.
As-
Yes.
Everything. As a coach, as a person, that he's not a good GM, so we don't have to throw that in there.
Well, I guess that's the same argument as, like, you know, like her with, you know, having those players. Like, Phil always had the nasty players, the best players.
Like anyone would have won with Jordan, right?
Yeah, Mike was winning with, you know, they could have kept Doug Collins and they would have won with him.
Because
Like,
you guys tell me Scottie Pippen was 0-2 without Jordan. So was Phil, though.
so was Phil, your boy.
yeah,
Your
as, I
boy.
mean, as I'm
you boy.
That's everybody in here's
Yeah.
boy.
Rich, as I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, yeah, I do think he's actually overrated as a coach, because those years he wins it, look at the talent that he had, and then take away that talent, and what did he really do in those years? I think his team's underachieved.
Rich thinks everybody's overrated today.
Yeah, everybody needs to pump their ego down, man. Overrated motherfucker. Better calm down.
When he came back to the Lakers, they were the 8th seed until they made that run in 08, 09, and 2010.
And wouldn't you say being the 8th seed is underachieving?
Yes. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's weird. I think he gets a lot of credit for shaping those Bulls team at first, maybe.
Well, I think the
He did a
triangle
lot of
offense-
weird shit that I think people didn't, like, understand.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, with the way the team dynamic stuff worked with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the triangle offense is kind of what makes him a great coach, because obviously it helped to, like, change some of the way that the game was played. But he also had to have the perfect players, and he did. And that's why he had so much success with it.
Yeah. Oh, I got that book, Kev. I read it. It's all about
What's
the
that?
circle.
Yeah.
What is it?
He put up the Phil Jackson 11 Rings book.
Oh, okay.
11. Looking like the Mandarin out here.
Yeah, Woodstock. Woodstock. He used to shoot jumpers at the Kingston YMCA.
He's still be coming to Woodstock, right?
Phil, he's got a house there, man. But he loves L.A.
His Zen hippie ass definitely is going to be up in Woodstock.
Now he's out here, man.
Old Bones can't handle the North anymore.
He used to ride his motorcycle to Montana all the time.
Montana is probably like the worst place to be.
He loves
What's
it.
in Montana?
Phil Jackson.
Phil on his bike.
Exactly. Not making me want to go.
60-year championship rings are in Montana.
So his
He
GM
was just
status,
robbing money from the Knicks.
his GM status really puts a black eye on his career.
He didn't care about that job, though. He was just taking money from the
Yeah, but
Knicks.
whatever the last thing you did sticks, man. Like, look at Bill Cosby.
Yo, it really does. Like, I think if he didn't take that GM job, the way this conversation goes here may be the same about Phil, but people are probably livid with if we say he's overrated if he didn't take this GM job.
I honestly don't know if I would say he was overrated if he turned the Knicks around. Like, you turned the Knicks around. Whew. Hey, buddy.
Well, I'm saying if he just didn't take the job, that's all. I'm not saying if he did that. If you turn the Knicks around and you win a title, you're instantly a Hall of Famer.
I don't
Nobody else has
even
been able
give
to do
him.
it.
I don't hold it against him that he didn't turn him around. He just sucked. He fucked
Yeah.
up. He
And I
fucked
think that
everything
opened
up,
the door
dude.
for people to be like, well, was he not as good as a coach as well?
Yeah, I don't think he cared, though. I think he
Just
just
made it
wanted the
worse.
$12 million a year, you know?
Obviously.
Like,
Otherwise,
I
he
think
would
the
have been
game-
falling asleep at games and shit.
yeah, right. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not really going to hold it against him.
Grandpa
Like,
here.
any of us would have done the same thing. Like, I don't really want this job, but for $12 million a year, I'll show up. Like,
He didn't even show up. He stayed in L.A. most of the
Yeah,
time.
right. He's like banging your owner.
Yeah, he
Not
fell
anymore.
asleep at all the draft workouts too.
Nah, Magic's in there.
That's wrong.
McCoy, did we hear McCoy's highest high and lowest low?
His
I,
highs have
I
to
was
be.
same
going
as
with
me.
Strobe. I gotta pick the UNC stuff, man.
Aw, man.
Those
guys.
last 2 seasons were wild.
All these scholastic sports from you fuckers.
Right. Well, right.
Son, in what sport
Here
has
we go.
any team lost on the last play as time expired? When has that ever else happened?
Sure it has.
Sure, I could.
When,
research
though?
it
You
for
can't think of it.
I just don't care enough to.
It's on a walk-off game winner to win the
It
championship?
happens like all the, time in
Patriots
baseball.
at the
Son.
time
All the
didn't
time in the
expire,
major
but
sports, son?
but they
I
did it.
said in baseball.
Well, nobody cares about baseball.
The Patriots did it in the
Whoa,
Super
hold the
Bowl.
fuck on a minute, son.
Walked
Yeah, right,
right
Kev?
off.
There you go.
Walked right off with the ring.
They won.
Peace.
They won
Against
two of
the
their three.
Seahawks, yeah.
Against the Falcons.
Well, not that. Wow, was that as time expired?
Overtime ends the game.
Yeah,
Full
overtime,
nothing.
you're right.
Zeros on
You're
the
right.
clock. Soon as
And they did it
scoot-
against the Panthers, and they did it against the Rams.
Son, they didn't hit a three. They didn't go to the length of the court, though. I mean, I guess they
No,
kinda
they just
did.
they kicked the ball about this big through this.
All right,
Right.
so that's it. They went on a field goal, though, son. This dude ran the length of the
They're
court.
both worth 3. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
I think it's easier to make a 3 than it is to kick a field goal. I have more confidence in the three of you making a 3-pointer than I do you making a 40-yard fucking
I was-
field goal.
I
Yeah,
I'll
guarantee.
tell you that right
Listen,
now.
I guarantee if you give 22-year-old Kevin Lund that shot, he has like a 70%
Son.
chance of making it.
Don't
Yeah,
ask
I
me
was
to kick
gonna
the
say,
field
nobody
goal,
cares
though.
about a
Fuck
field
that.
goal, but then I know y'all would have brought up the Bills, so.
Of course, you don't care about a field goal.
Now I want to see McCoy kick a field goal.
I ain't kicking nothing.
You know what bothers me about the UNC thing? This redemption talk. Like, calm down. It's so dramatic. Redemption.
How is it dramatic, though?
Yeah, like, that's what it is. You got redemption.
Oh my god, it's such a powerful word for some fucking college
For
kids going around
scholastic
shooting bags.
sports. Scholastic
Right.
sports.
Redemption.
That's what I'm calling it from now on.
I mean,
Scholastic.
It's a college sport of kids that play 1 year and go to the NBA, and they're still
Not
making-
not in UNC. That does not happen.
Nah, they gotta
Because
learn
Tony
the
Bradley
system.
isn't a one and
Oh
done.
my God,
literally
Tony
just
Bradley.
happened.
You literally just. Oh my god, you have one.
They gotta
I mean,
learn
it
the
literally just
system.
happened. You said it doesn't happen, and it literally just happened. So I mentioned him.
Okay. I know.
Is
Tony
that not-
Bradley.
is that not
Tony
what just
Brad-
happened,
You're
McCoy?
right. You're exactly right.
Is that not how
Bradley.
that conversation just went?
Tony Bradley.
Tony
He
Bradley.
played
was
one
nice,
year,
man.
and now he's done.
Yep,
One and
you're
done.
right. Yep.
Listen,
So he's not part of the redemption because he didn't lose, right?
yeah, he's part
Technically,
of
no.
He's,
No. How, McCoy?
it. How isn't he? He was on the team.
He was not on the team that lost.
All right, but our team.
He
lost,
wasn't redeeming
not the
anything. He was just
players.
looking for a title.
I mean, I would have honestly preferred that Marcus Page got to run it back himself. You know, and him and Bryce, like, not so much
Absolutely.
Bryce, but Marcus Page is one of, like, you know, it's a legendary Tar Heel right there. So
Oh, yeah.
it would have been great for him to be able to run it back.
the legendary Marcus Page.
Legendary.
He has the record for most 3-pointers in UNC history.
Oh, that's good.
He was
for
an
him.
All-American.
I don't give a fuck. So is
There's
Tim
a lot
Tebow.
of
You don't care about him.
All-Americans.
I never said that.
And would you say Tim Tebow was a legendary Florida Gator quarterback?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
So then what's so funny?
because you can't put Tim Tebow and Marcus Page in the same
No.
category.
Why not? They're
No.
both great college
They're
players.
literally the same player.
Tim Tebow might be the
Yeah,
best
they
college
really are.
player ever. No, they're not.
Hold on a
Marcus
second.
Page-
Hold on, Rich. Wait, hold on. Hold on. The best college player ever?
Yeah, he's in the
Like
argument.
better than Bo Jackson?
He's in the argument. Marcus
think he's
Page
in
is
the
not.
argument, too.
You cannot put Tim Tebow and
But
Marcus
Rich,
Page
I'm
on
not
the
say
same
he
level.
was.
No.
Marcus Page is not.
You know where Marcus Page was one of the best college players, son?
I don't
Right
even
there in
know.
my heart.
To be honest, I couldn't pick Marcus Page out of a
And
crowd.
that's all that freaking
Right?
matters.
Marcus Page can
Especially
come
with
in
the way
here
this
right now.
conversation is going today. It's all about the emotions.
That's
Mar-
right.
Marcus Page can knock at my door right now, and I wouldn't.
I
know
would
who
have
he
no
was.
idea. You could show me a picture of
I
him right
would
You
now,
think he
and
was,
I
you
wouldn't
would
know
think
who
he was
he
a high
is.
school kid.
Yeah.
You could show me a picture of him right now. I'd have no clue who he is. That's how much I barely. The only reason I know who he is because I read you
could
my
show
text
me a
messages.
picture of him in his UNC uniform, and I wouldn't know who he was. I'd be like, who,
I
you
could do
dra-
that to the whole sport of baseball. So what's your point?
that,
know
that
how
college,
many yeah.
that college.
He ain't
that
on
I
the same
pointed out.
level as Tim Tebow.
Son, you know there's
That's why
probably a
I
handful
show my neighbor a
maybe
picture of
two
Tebow, and they know
baseball
who it
players
is.
that could come into my shit, and I'd be like, oh, I know who this is.
So I'm telling you, I care about college basketball the way you care about baseball.
That's fine.
At least Marcus Page.
Marcus Page is the man, son. A legend. Yeah, this rap, his number
The,
is
un-
retired.
the
Is
unknown
he gonna go
error
for
and
the
the
NBA and
unknown
look like Joe
legend.
Budden too?
He might. He just got to shave. He's good. Get the beard going.
The
how you
unknown
roll.
legend.
The legend, Marcus.
No, the unknown legend. Marcus
The unknown
Page.
legend.
He's known in college basketball. You just don't pay attention to it.
In Carolina, they know about him in one spot in Kingston.
One spy.
McCoy's the only
Yo,
one in
listen,
Kingston
Kev,
who
I know
knows
you
who
haven't
Marcus
been home
Page
in a
is.
while. Kev, you haven't been home in a while, but McCoy does not live in Kingston.
Nope.
He never did.
McCoy lives in East
never
Bumfuck,
did.
New
In
York.
Kingston, man. When did I live in Kingston?
That's why I said he never did.
Nowhere even close to it anymore.
Well, it's only 10 minutes away from where I was, so it ain't that
And you
bad.
were already on the outskirts.
That's fine with me.
Why? Where do you live now? Like in Middletown?
Yeah, go ahead and tell
Oh
everybody
no, Kev! Stop it, Kev! Don't
I'm
you
not
wish
giving
that on anyone?
specifics here, you know?
Give him your P.O. box, McCoy.
Yeah.
P.O. You don't even have a mailbox, man.
P.O. Box. I live right next to the post office, man. Don't need a
Oh,
mailbox.
they were like, fuck giving you a mailbox. You walk your ass over here.
Yeah, man. You know I hate that.
You get your mail like once a week. I know it for sure.
Once
Yep.
a week, once a month.
Yeah, unless something important's coming. That shit
Not
better
even
be
that.
money.
Not even
Kev.
that.
That
man.
shit better be a check.
Yeah.
Kev, when I mailed his son's birthday present, I had to ask him like 5 times after a week I sent
You
it.
didn't put no
Go
check
get
in
it yet?
the
Nope,
mail?
not yet.
Right?
Nope,
Should
not
have put
yet.
$5 with that.
No, that wasn't for me. That wasn't my money. Otherwise, I'd have
Yeah.
been there waiting on it. Like, Straw, what's good, man?
Where's this at, yo?
Where's that loot at?
All right, let's get into Four Corners. Close this one up. I want to take mine first because I just turned the game on, watching it. My boy Mitch Trubisky getting his first start. You guys don't really have to chime in. I'm just happy to see him out there. Hope he does good. I think he will be a good quarterback. I wish he was in a friggin' Jets uniform, though.
Oh,
Wish he was on the Jets,
know.
Kev.
No.
Problem be solved. We could be winning games right now and be happy about it.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to worry about your QB play, you know? You could actually make a run.
I'd be terrified.
You got Justin McCown, so you can't be that terrified.
No,
3-2,
I'd not.
Super Bowl bound.
And best hair in football.
Best hair in football. You imagine that Head and Shoulders commercial like Palomalo used to have.
Who wants their corner? Anybody have anything urgent, or do I get to pick someone?
Pick someone.
All right, go ahead, Kev. You spoke up first.
Nah. All I really had, man, is the NFL and fucking the Jets, man. 3-2. We were supposed to. My big thing was what I texted you guys the other day. I'm pissed, man. We're out here. I was doing all this scouting. I'm not even gonna read off the damn quarterbacks this week because I'm doing it for
No
some
reason.
other-
We're not gonna
I'm doing
be in
it
the
for,
mix
I'm
for
doing it for
them.
the Giants, man. That's my biggest. That's my biggest qualm of the week. Is fucking the Giants, man. 0-5. They're gonna sneak in there and get their replacement for Eli, and the Jets are gonna be stuck in Straub's favorite word, mediocrity.
Forever.
So that's my corner, man. I'm pissed. The Jets are gonna sit here and fuck it all up themselves, and their neighbors
you
are
surprised?
gonna cash
Real-
in. No, it's
real
just funny
quick,
how
I'm
it happened because I never thought their neighbors and the people that they leased the stadium with would be the ones. These dudes are supposed to win the damn Super Bowl. Odell out
I'm gonna-
here breaking an ankle, crying like a bitch. Holy shit!
I'm going to throw it out to Rich, but real quick, Kev, what do you think the Jets end up record-wise? Sitting at 3-2 right now.
Though I don't. I looked at the rest of the
5-11.
schedule too. Yeah, 5-11.
I think we find a way to
Max.
get a sixth win somewhere.
Oh, shut up, Kyle.
Why?
6 wins.
That's literally the number
Dude.
that I had in my head.
They could lose
Yeah.
the next
You know what?
11 in a
You
row.
would be the guy that brings the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man to the group in the Ghostbusters.
I couldn't help it.
Yo, listen, that wasn't a bad thing to bring.
Come on, Ray.
Yeah.
That's right. Kev
classic.
said 5, and I'm more okay with that than you.
I don't even
I
think.
know it's only a game
I
difference.
think that they could lose the next 11 in a row.
Hit-wise, it's big.
More than a bigger chance than they'll win 2 out of the next 11. These games are tough, man. The Dolphins is like the
That's
legit only one that I think they could win.
Oh, I hope they score like 60 on you.
Oh, they haven't played since last Thursday either. Fuck.
Oh, I forgot that's right. They have a long week to get ready.
They're gonna go after that guy you talked about, Kev. What was his name? Like Cassius something,
Oh, the linebacker on the Pats.
or the guy that didn't agree with Bill. in
Oh,
winning.
Coney Ely, yeah. He sat out against the Browns to get extra healthy to play against the Pats, too.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So he's not tired of chasing all the people that are getting the ball thrown at him.
Yo, it's going to be terrible. And I think it's in New York, too. So they're going to go in there and upset all the Jet fans.
Jet fans are always upset.
Yeah, but Tom Brady lives for winning Super Bowls and
That shit's in New York.
shutting the Jets down.
Yes, it is.
That shit's in New York, so he's about to drop like 50 on y'all.
Last time we played him, Christmas Eve, 48-3, Belichick was laughing. So he's about to do it
Ho,
again.
ho, ho.
Every time you've seen him smile.
Yeah.
All right, Rich, take your corner.
My corner, I just wanted to talk about how the fellas started a fantasy basketball league.
Woo woo.
I love basketball, and the fellas like basketball, so I figured we'd make a fantasy basketball league. I want to try to get it up to the max of 20 teams, so we can get it really deep and really like going. It's a keeper league. You can keep 3 players each year, so we can keep it rolling over. So you can draft people like Lonzo Ball or Joel. I just got paid in Embiid. So yeah, if you listen to this and you want to join it, just DM me at the Fellas Pod, and I'll send you the email so we can get it in there. Right now we're at 12 people. Some people still haven't accepted the invite. So
Me.
yeah, you. But yeah, I just want figure I'd do something fun. It's a good way to build a community around the show. If you like to trash talk, that's welcome. If you want to
Always
send
welcome.
messages hating
Oh,
on
yeah.
us for beating us, that's fine too. So yeah.
Do
you're
it.
What do y'all
Interested?
think about that Embiid deal?
They had to pay him.
Had to,
Yeah, I mean, it was a smart move for them. I also saw something where it said that his contract is the most complicated in history, and that like the details would come out in the next day or two.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what the language says in it. So we'll have to
Don't
really
get
see and
hurt.
wait on that one, I think.
As long as they protect
Pretty much.
You gotta
themselves,
play to
which
get
seems like
paid.
They did, then it's fine. But I mean,
Like-
the dude hasn't played, you know?
But-
What's he have, 30-some games in 3 years?
No.
But
Gets paid per
if
game.
they don't sign him to that extension, their whole process talk goes out the window.
Yeah,
like I
they
know
had
Ben
to.
Simmons
Yep.
is supposed to be good, and Markel Fultz and whatever they're building is nice, but if they let him go, the process is gone because he is the process because he's the best of the three, no matter what.
Yeah, that dude's
Like
nasty.
he's a monster when he plays.
Yeah, and he's been the one the whole time saying trust the process and getting that message
Yeah.
out with the management. So
Yeah, and we saw it last year in the few games that he played. Like he might be unstoppable if he ever gets healthy.
Yeah.
Like he'll be the
Cool.
center. Like he'll be the center that you want on your team to play the Warriors.
He's the perfect center.
He can hit threes. He'll drive on you.
He can
Like
do everything, really.
yeah, he's really crazy good.
All right, McCoy, take your corner. Or was that it?
Nope, it sure wasn't.
That was an impulse.
I was just
That's
throwing
what I
that out
thought.
there,
That's
you
what I
know?
thought, but I just wanted to make sure.
I just want to talk about my Chicago Bulls because I feel like they're giving me false hope right now by playing decent in the preseason. You know, we got a bunch of young players. We got Holiday out here looking aggressive, looking decent. Grant's had a couple good games. We still got bum-ass Nico out here getting his 15 a game, who I honestly wish they would trade, but you know, everybody was saying the Bulls are going to be like the worst team in the league, and NBA 2K has them ranked 30th in everything. So, you know, obviously they think they're going to suck, but I don't think they're going to be, honestly, as bad as as bad as advertised. You know, I think we might, you know, surprise some people, but we've been competitive. I know it's only the preseason, but I think we got a bunch of young, hungry players that are trying to prove themselves, so we might not do too bad.
I
And
agree
I'm
with
here for
everything
it,
you just
honestly.
said.
I hope, you know, I want the high draft pick, honestly, but I also hate losing. So, you know, as long as we keep it competitive and respectable, I feel like I guess I'm all right with it as long as we get a nice pick. But, yeah, Holiday's been kind of decent. He's, you know, he's attacking the rim, being aggressive. I like to see that. So that's
I
good.
don't
But
even know what to say about any of that. Like, it's the Jets all over. I just got to deal with it during basketball season.
yeah,
Should
right.
we suck and get a
That's-
pick, or is mediocre and winning a few
right.
games better?
I
When-
think, honestly, we should trade Robin Lopez and try to get what we can for him. And I would love to trade Nico, too, because I really don't see him being better than a 15-point-a-game player, honestly. Like, he does, you know, all he does is pump fake 10 times and shoot anyway. Like, so if we can trade his ass and get
That's a
something
good scouting
decent, I'll
report.
take it. Son, that's all he does. Watch him play, son. He pump
So what are you
fakes
gonna get
every
for
time.
him if you trade him? Like, come on, you
Yo,
don't think they try?
I'm sorry, son. You know somebody in the NBA might throw something for him. If we can package him and Robin Lopez for like something
You
decent,
couldn't
I'm
get
here
shit
for
for
it.
Jimmy
Hold
Butler.
on,
You're
McCoy.
gonna get something for Nico.
Yeah, I was just going to say, the problem is you said something decent. Like, what did we get for Jimmy? We got Laurie.
We got
What are we gonna get for
Dunn.
Brook Lopez
We got
then?
Dunn, who's looked pretty aggressive lately, and honestly, not
Cash
terrible.
considerations.
And then Levine should be good. I'm
The
here for, you know,
games-
at this point, we need the young players, man. Straight. Why do we need Robin Lopez on our team? We're wasting
I
his
hear ya.
time and ours.
I hear you. I'm just criticizing the getting something decent thought. That's not
Well,
happening.
I can be hopeful. I know our front office sucks, and so does our coach. But you know, maybe we can pull something off and fall into something lucky. Like maybe one of those teams will call us, like, and be like, "Hey, we'll give you this," and we'll be like, "Hey, sure."
The Knicks.
Just root
Yeah,
for
right.
the
It's happened before,
Timberwolves.
son. It's happened before.
The games that the Bulls hit their threes, they're gonna beat people.
We've been shooting a lot too, like, and yeah, we've made 14, you know, right around 15 a game. So, besides the Mavs game, which was an abomination, hopefully, but yeah, we're gonna get blown out at times like that. But yeah, I like the 3-point shooting. Like we've been playing better than I expected us to. Like, especially after watching the Kings and the Lakers play the other night, I don't think we looked that bad. You know,
Hey,
I'm saying, son, that game was awful.
I know. I went to bed at halftime.
Like we're not worse than either. I don't think we're worse than either one of those teams, honestly.
You are calm down.
Then
Getting
yeah,
excited.
Yes.
definitely
Here,
not. the
here you
Kings.
go. Here you go.
We'll see when we play.
Who you
We'll
talking
see
about?
y'all when we see
You know
y'all.
what? I was looking at that today, and the first time they play, it's on NBA TV.
Ah, of course it is, man. I'm gonna get that.
Yo.
I'm gonna get that 7-day Sling TV trial for that week. Send me in there.
Bitch ass league pass, man.
Can't
Pay all
even
this
watch the last
money.
preseason game for the Bulls. That was
Pay
whack.
all this money for some league pass. Can't get NBA TV. If that shit don't make no sense, I don't like. Come on.
Yeah, League Pass needs to step its game up. Like, there's no reason I shouldn't be able to watch anything NBA related on there.
Anything.
Like if it's a game, I should be in, regardless of
Shouldn't have to
where
wait
I
till the
live
next day to
or-
watch NBA fucking TV games.
Oh, do you get NBA TV when there isn't a game on?
No,
You just don't get it at all?
no.
I
have
don't
the,
care about
like
that. I just want to watch the game.
That's
on
fucking
the
terrible.
on the app. You can go to games and it lists all the games, and then when you get to the ones that are on NBA TV, that one's like grayed out. You can't go to it.
And
That
then
makes
you,
no
you
sense.
can't watch your local markets, like the Nets
Yeah.
and Knicks. You shouldn't be able to watch, but they'll let you watch them.
That's still
They'll
ass
tell you like
backwards.
Miami Heat or somebody are out of your market. It's crazy.
It's all backwards.
But like Kev, the next day I can watch the game that was on NBA TV.
It's like watching the big three, man. That's why that didn't work out.
They let you watch a condensed game though. They cut it down to like 15 minutes.
Oh,
and
alright.
they speed it up for you.
At
So
least
that's
they
nice.
do. At least they do something, fuckers.
Yeah, those are nice. I like those, but the preseason games are like yesterday. I think there were like 6 games on, and you couldn't watch any of them on the app.
Yeah,
That doesn't make any sense.
No,
And I
it's
did-
crazy.
I didn't want to watch the Thunder play that foreign team.
No, who
What was
cares?
that
They're
about?
gonna win by 50.
No, they only won by 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who didn't play though? Someone didn't play.
No, they played all of their big 3 big minutes.
That's good.
But
Fourteen.
like people make a big deal like that's funny, but like I think basketball is just really good around the world now.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
some of these teams might come in and shock somebody. But
Those
still, there's no
teams-
reason why Melo, Russ, and Paul George need to just beat that team by 1.
Those teams, yeah. I
Exactly.
mean, those teams have all been
They can
together
go in there and
too,
beat the
though,
Bulls.
Like, now when the Kraken is back on the court playing full minutes,
The Timber Bulls. That's who you got to root for.
nope, they don't want him with Laurie.
You better get his jersey.
I already got it, man.
What's your
I already
number?
got it.
I already got it.
24 out there.
Well, I had to have it, you know.
Yes, you did.
Last
I'm
one was
glad
Thomas
you-
Thomas,
I'm
so
glad you know
hopefully
it.
Laurie's a lot better than him.
Your boy.
Hopefully. All right, NBA TV, get your shit together. The fellas. were
Fucking
out.
right.
Peace.
Peace.